Assalamu alaikum. Today's our topic is about After Death by Christina Rossetti. In this video, we will cover author biography, poem introduction, summary, explanation in Urdu, themes and literary devices. Let's start with the author biography. Her full name is Christina Georgina Rossetti. She was born in 5 December 1830 and died in 29 December 1894 in England. She was considered as the English writer of romantic, devotional and children's poems, including Goblin Market, The Bleak Midwinter and Remember. She was best known for the ballads and her mystic and religious lyrics and known as lyric poet. Her poetry is also marked by symbolism and intense feeling. She was known as the Victorian poet. Then there is an introduction of the poem After Death by Christina Rossetti. Background of poem is that it gives the imagery of death, speaker is dead and situation is described around her. The poem is published in 19th century 1862. It is a patriarchal sonnet which divides in 14 lines into two sections. An 8-line stanza octave rhyming scheme is A B B A A B B A. And the second 6-line stanza sestet rhyming scheme is CDE CDE. The curtains were half drawn, the floor was swept. इस लाइन में नरेटर कहता है कि पर्दे आदि खिड़कियों से हटे हुए थे और जो फ्लोर था उसे साफ किया गया था. And strewn with rushes, rosemary and may. इस लाइन में नरेटर कहता है रशेस, रोजमेरी और मई के फूल बिखरे हुए थे. Lay thick upon the bed on which I lay. नरेटर कहती है कि ये 3 तरह के फूल उस बिस्तर पर सजाए हुए थे जिस पर मैं लेटी हुई थी. Where through the lattice ivy shadows crept. लेटिस ivy कहते हैं जंगली पौधे को. इस लाइन में नरेटर कहती है क्योंकि पर्दे आधे खुले हुए थे तो लेटिस ivy का शेडो मेरे बेड पर पड़ रहा था. He leaned above me thinking that I slept. इस लाइन में ही रिप्रेजेंट करता है नरेटर के फादर को. नरेटर कहती है कि वो मुझ पर झुका हुआ था और समझ रहा था कि मैं सो रही हूँ. And could not hear him but I heard him say. नरेटर कहती है कि मेरे वालिद समझे कि मैं उन्हें नहीं सुन रही हूँ but I heard him say, लेकिन मैंने उन्हें कहते हुए सुना. Poor child and as he turned away came a deep silence and I knew he wept. इस लाइन में नरेटर कहती है कि मैंने उन्हें poor child कहते सुना और उसके बाद जब वो मुड़े तो एक गहरी सी खामोशी छा गई, लेकिन मैं जानती थी कि वो रो रहे हैं. He did not touch the shroud or raise the fold. नरेटर कहती है ना ही उसने मेरे कफन को हाथ लगाया और raised the fold that hid my face, और ना उसने वो कपड़ा उठाया जिसने मेरे चेहरे को छुपा रखा था, और take my hand in his, और ना ही उन्होंने मेरा हाथ पकड़ा, और ruffle the smooth pillow for my head, और ना ही उन्होंने मेरे सर के नीचे रखे तकिए को ठीक किया. He did not love me living but once dead. नरेटर कहती है कि जब मैं ज़िंदा थी तो उन्होंने मुझसे कभी प्यार नहीं किया, लेकिन अब जब मैं मर गई हूँ he pitied me, तो उसके दिल में मेरे लिए तरस है. And very sweet it is to know he still is warm though I am cold. इस लाइन में नरेटर कहती है कि बहुत अच्छा लगता है ये जानकर कि वो अभी भी वार्म है, यानी कि मेरे लिए फीलिंग्स रखते हैं जबकि मैं मर चुकी हूँ. Now I want to describe the summary in English. Here narrator says, what I can see, the curtains is not fully drawn and sunlight come out of it. And the bed which I lay is full covered with flowers. I see the shadow of plants in the wall, which seems like the bale is outside the window. I see that somebody lean over her. And he think that I am sleeping, but in actual I feel and listen. The person say to me, the poor child after the silent create. The person says to me and cry, that the person is not even uncover my face and open the fold, and he did not take my hand in his hand. She says even out of love anyone does not do it. The narrator says that the person is not even adjusted my pillow for me and said that when I am alive he doesn't love me. But now when I am dead, he show his warmness and feelings or emotion for me, which is very beautiful and sweet to see. There are several themes in the poem like death, tragedy, regret, hypocrisy, separation and disappointment. Poem also contain a lot of literary devices like metaphor. In the 5th line, the word slept is a metaphor. Here the narrator compare the sleep with the death. The tone of the poem is sad, sorrowful, deprived, serious and melancholic. And the setting of the poem is church. It is basically a scene of death. The form of the poem is that it is a patriarchal sonnet. There is also enjambment present in 2 or 3 line and 7, 6, 8 line. Another literary device is personification. In the 4th line, where through the lattice ivy shadow crept, in this line, narrator give human quality creeping to the shadow non-human. Another literary device is anaphora, when 2 sentences start with the same word, like he did not love me living but once dead. He pitied me and very sweet it is. Another literary device is antithesis, in the line to know he still is warm though I am cold. Here the word warm and cold is antithesis. And in another line, he did not love me living but once dead. In this line, living and dead is antithesis. Then there is a repetition of poor child in the poem. In the poem there are the imagery of flowers like rushes and rosemary, May, and also the imagery of death scene. Then there are several symbols like warm symbolizes living and cold symbolizes death. And consonance is present in the line the curtains were half drawn, the floor was swept. In this line the repetition of S and T is consonance, and in the same line the repetition of A and E is assonance. Then there are several alliteration like rushes, rosemary, hear him. I hope you people understand, but if you have any questions, so ask in a comment section. Thank you.